Welcome back to RNS. Myself, KWEKU'S, my boy Tony Foke. Tony, what are you telling me?
Good, bro. Oh, my your boy.
Stop.
Why'd you say stop, bro? We can't just stop recording now.
You made me jollof rice, by the way.
I didn't make it. All right. No, I didn't make you jollof rice.
Shout out Tiff. Tiff made
shout
jollof
out
rice.
Tiffany. My sister made jollof yesterday.
And Tony brought us some.
So I brought you some. They haven't tried it yet, but I had some before.
Zach, have you had some of Tony's jollof rice before?
Yes.
Good or
Insane.
is it good? Yeah.
What ones I've cooked?
No, not yours.
Yeah, no, you.
Like,
Yeah. In my family.
Folk.
Yeah. It's infamous. Folk family jollof is infamous. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to eating it.
You learn for the best.
So anyone that branches off from Mumsy.
Yeah, exactly. But mine's better than hers though.
Niggas say the coaching tree's mad.
Yeah, but hey, she was Fergie, bro. She was actually no Fergie's. You know what I mean? No, Fergie's coaching tree wasn't that good. Nah, she was Pep. I don't think my mum would like that though.
Yeah, no, it's a Fergie.
Yeah, Fergie.
Yeah. So what? Your Mark Hughes?
See, that's what I said. I'm trying to think of one nigga Fergie put on, bro. I'm trying to think of one, bro.
They're just
I'm Pullets at Shrewsbury. I was like, I don't even know. Oh man,
Fergie-
is there one good coach?
Well, one good Fergie.
Laurent Blanc.
Coach. Laurent Blanc, but that's not really. I don't give that to Fergie.
Yeah, we got Laurent Blanc and his
Who's the best?
farewell tour.
Who's the best coach to come from Fergie's coaching tree? Bro, it's crazy. He was just a leader of men that didn't share his secrets. Like that's literally it.
Which I hear.
Yeah, I hear
It's
it.
Mark Hughes.
Mark, yeah, probably. Yeah,
I can't think of anyone else.
But the Mark Hughes, his greatest achievement as manager is being City manager. That's how crazy Fergie's coaching
Yeah,
is.
Is there anyone that's won something? Solskjaer?
Solskjaer probably. That talent ID is crazy, but the coaching's a bit brazy.
That's not down to Fergie.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. His coaching
His coaching tree is insane.
Whereas
Pep's coaching tree
is dominating football right now. Yeah, man. But anyway, what, starting with basketball or football?
Might as well start on football since we're talking about coaching trees and stuff like that.
Obviously, Premier League season's come to an end. Not much to play for. We've chatted about it in terms of there's been a pretty meaty Premier League season. But there's narrative still. And one of the narratives is Trent Alexander-Arnold. We podded about whether it's right for him to go to Real Madrid. He's got the free choice to do whatever he wants to do. But he scored the winner for Liverpool against Leicester. It means that Liverpool just one game away from being Premier League champions. Came off the bench, first appearance in a long time after an injury. With that celebration, there's questions being asked about Trent possibly staying. We know Liverpool got the salad deal done.
It's copium, bro. It's copium.
Yeah.
Trent's leaving. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, I should have let you finish that sentence,
No,
but
go on.
I've been seeing Liverpool fans on Twitter, and it's copium, and I get it. Like, I remember when we all knew Ronaldo was leaving at the 08-09 season, and then he scored that goal, and I was just like, oh, but he might stay. Like, he's going. Like, the fact that Salah and Van Dijk have done their deals now, Trent's not doing his deal. Like, let's be real. He's going, and let him go. And the whole, like, do you know what it is? I saw that celebration, the celebration in which he took his shirt off, went to the away fans. Away fans still loved him, even though they were calling him a rat 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But he put his shirt on the corner flag, and that's gonna be in the farewell message. You know, like he was already thinking ahead, bro. He's thinking, if I score, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, why you leaving your shirt on the corner flag is like it's like I was gonna say it's like a thing leaving something in your crib, but you know what I mean? Like it's a farewell gift. It's not like I'm here. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that. If he'd done that, then we'll be having a different debate. But he's leaving it, man. He's going, and let him go, bro. He's giving you everything. He's about to give you another Premier League title. Before that, you man hadn't won a Premier League title in over 30 years. He's given you 2. He's a Liverpool lad. He's given you a Champions League. He's been with you his whole thing. Let him go join up Jude in Spain for a bit. Do you know what I mean?
I hear it. And I would actually agree with you that I think that Trent is leaving. Obviously, the reports suggest that he's leaving. But that celebration just made me pause. And the reason I paused is because we've talked about it. There's leaving Manchester United, there's leaving Arsenal, and then there's leaving Liverpool.
Yeah.
That place is different. Those guys don't view themselves as English. It's Scouse, not English. And we know that Gerrard, after Liverpool won the Champions League, was supposed to leave. But they said...
They Janino Sanchez, that nigga. But they said, if you leave...
And I don't know. I do think he's leaving. But I would now not be shocked if we just got the...
I would be massive.
Comunicado Oficial Trent's... But for Liverpool, saying that Trent is
Trent staying. No, he's going. No, I get it. Like, the celebration, it was passion. Like, he scored a winner, and that's one more win to a Premier League title. So that's why, like, that's why it was a passionate celebration. And he's still a Liverpool lad. He still loves the club. Him not leaving is not going to make him feel a type of way. It's not like he's leaving Liverpool in the dust. He's leaving on a high. He's leaving at the best time to leave. If Liverpool were chasing something and they couldn't do it without him, then you can call him a rat, you can call him whatever. But it's given a parting gift, bro. It's another Premier League title. Like, let the boy go and live his life.
I agree. He's got he's got jurisdiction and he's got the ability to go wherever he wants. He's earned the right to go wherever he wants. But there was just cause to pause, and I think let's monitor the situation, right? Because
Cause to pause is insane. I'm gonna start using that.
Of course, the pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, white people have just got the best sayings for it.
Yeah, we should do an episode on that. Top 5 white people sayings.
But like, I don't know. Now that Liverpool effectively haven't got anything to play for, we know they're going to be Premier League champions. When does the official announcement come out that Trent is leaving Liverpool? Is it at the end of the season? Because we're hearing now the noise is ramping up about Xabi Alonso going to Real Madrid. Fabrizio tweeted that the Bayer Leverkusen CEO has come out and talked about how they've got a very good relationship with Real Madrid. There's a gentleman's agreement between Bayer Leverkusen and Xabi Alonso about him leaving the football club. So he will be the next Real Madrid manager following Ancelotti. Obviously, he's a former Liverpool player as well. I know that obviously weren't there when Trent was playing, but there's going to be kind of an easier transition, Jude being there as well. So I expect Trent to leave and go to Real Madrid. But if he was to stay, and Liverpool get all 3 of those deals done, I don't know. I think there's if I'm giving it a percentage of opportunity or chance for it to happen, I'm saying there's a 25% chance that Trent stays at Liverpool after seeing that celebration. Scousers are different, man.
No, they are.
Bullets in the post is a different way of communication.
In the case, there's no cast on the left, just itty. Scousers are different, but Real Madrid are a classy club in a sense that if you go to Real Madrid on your free, it's not going to be announced mid-season.
Yeah.
Real Madrid are classy like that. We knew every man, dog, and child and their cat and dog, and I said dog.
Man, dog, and child.
Man, dog, cat, child, dog. But everyone knew that Mbappe was going to Real Madrid, but it didn't get officially announced until after PSG had finished. It wasn't, even though we knew from the season before he was all going. Yeah. So Real Madrid have that. It's all bait, but they're a classy club in that sense that they won't try to jeopardize your team or tell you to release a statement now mid-season. Like, they're very classy like that. So he still stays, bro. Like, he stays, they win the league, he'll be on the parade, and then after he'll go into the sun when it's all go live in Madrid, bro.
I think it's a situation that we've got to monitor closely because, like,
monitor it all you want. I still don't think he's leaving, bro. I still don't think he's staying.
You don't think he's staying?
Cicada, blood. I saw Gerard Piqué tweets Cicada, and next, my man dipped, so
we'll see. I don't know, man. There's felt something a little bit different. Because if the celebration was like that, or it was like that, I get it.
But you can't do that. But you got to remember the context of the celebration. The context was, it was the winning goal. It was quite late. It was like the 70-something minute. And that is one more win to the Premier League title.
Yeah.
I think that's why the celebration was like that. And he scored the winner. If it was just a random goal at Anfield, I don't think the celebration would be any different. Like, I think it would be completely different, rather. I think it would just be a normal celebration, and it would be like, do you guys still love me, blah, 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 blah. But it was just passion, bro. Like,
yeah. All right, real quickly on, whilst talking football and Liverpool, Arne Slot's obviously getting lauded for his first season in England, winning the Premier League title. I think he deserves a lot of credit for not upsetting the apple cart. If you go through the archives, I don't think a single pundit, single fan of a team that wasn't Liverpool had Liverpool winning the league this year, and he's gone and done it in his first season, so he deserves a lot of credit. Is he manager of the season for you?
Yeah, because we all thought he was going to flop.
Yeah,
like, let's be real, we all thought he was going to flop. And if you go back, the season was a long time ago. We all thought he was going to be really rubbish. We all thought, how he isn't Klopp. Like, how are you going to eclipse Jurgen Klopp and what he done for Liverpool? But he's really done that in one season. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I think it would be manager of the season. I can't think of any other candidates. It's not going to be Arteta. It's definitely not going to be.
If Nuno makes top 4 or top 5,
Nuno.
Yeah, Espirito Santo.
No, because
Forest finished 17th last year.
Yeah, I know, but Forest were like third 2 seconds ago. Now it's like 6th.
Yeah, but it's Forest.
Yeah, no, I know, but
it's Forest.
Yeah, no, I know.
So if Nuno makes top 5, you don't think he's got a shout?
I think he's got a shout, 100%. I think he should be in the list, but I think they'll give it to Nuno. I think they'll give it to Slot.
Fair enough. How big is the achievement of winning the Premier League in your first season? Because I hear a lot of people talking about, like, it's incredible, but it's not unprecedented, right?
It's not unprecedented.
Because we saw Wenger doing it in his first full season at Arsenal.
Yeah.
We saw Jose Mourinho doing it in his first season at Chelsea. We saw Ancelotti doing his first season at Chelsea. We saw Conte doing his first season at Chelsea. We saw Ranieri doing his first season. Obviously, Ranieri had been in England before, but he did his first season at Leicester. And so, where does this achievement rank in terms of all-time achievements coming into Liverpool and winning the Premier League in first season?
I think because this is Liverpool's only second Premier League title, it's got a bit more weight.
Yeah.
But if you actually just look at the context of it, I don't think it's that difficult.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool have taken advantage of a really meaty Premier League. Mm-hmm. And also, they've got 3-4 world-class players, bro. There's not many teams right now in the league or in the world that can say that.
Yeah.
So, I'm not taking anything away from Arne Slot, but at the same time, if you got 3-4 world-class players that you can just ride to a title with.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. They need to pause. There was no need to pause.
No.
There was no need to pause. Was there need to pause?
I got in trouble for pausing.
Yeah, there's no need to pause there. There's no need to pause. Well, ride to a title.
Yeah, well, I could have said something else. I didn't even say ride.
Yeah. All right, quick disclosure. This pause thing really bothers me. This pause thing bothers me.
I could have used different vocabulary.
Yeah, but you don't need to pause though. You said what you said, and no one's going to think anything of it. Just carry on talking.
It's a bit strange, you know what I mean?
Man.
Ride to a title.
It's limiting black people's vocabulary.
It's not limiting black.
It is, bro.
Like, you think it's like an epidemic?
Every other sentence, you got to think, am I saying something that I've got to go check myself?
It's not killing our people, is it?
Like, it is killing our people slightly.
No, Stardog. There's a difference. That's what's killing our people, right? That's what it is. Not bloody.
Why for that and Stardog are killing our people, bro? I kind of agree with you in terms of manager of the season. I think that Slot deserves it. Not many people hadn't won the title, and here we are. Liverpool going to win their second Premier League title.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought at the beginning of the season? But then when you look at the people they've got in their team, when you look at the disruption around other teams, Arsenal weren't up to it. Obviously, Man City have had a poor season. Man United and Spurs are in the bottom half of the table.
Bro, we just survived the relegation battle.
It's crazy. But we don't need to get to United. There's a lot of time between now and the end of the season where we can get into Manchester United because it's looking crazy, scary, spooky,
hilarious.
Actually, no, real quick.
Right.
We haven't podded since. People want to say remontada. It can't be remontada if it's in the Europa League. But me and you were producing the Man United versus Lyon game. And it was crazy. It was a roller coaster of emotions. Obviously, first half was probably the best I've seen United play under Amorim. Second half was crazy. And extra time, add some context. So we were having a conversation during the game. And I was saying extra time's dead in football. Bring back golden goal. Because it makes it more like basketball. We never see goals in extra time. And I was slandering Amorim for bringing on Mainu up top, putting Maguire up top. And then what happens? We have one of the most exciting extra times of all time. Mainu scores and Maguire scores
as well, man.
I had an absolute stinker.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to me about Manchester United and the roller coaster of emotions that was Thursday night.
You said we were doing we were producing the game. And honestly, at 4-2, I was just like, how the hell have we got here? Like, we were so comfortable in the first half, and then second half, again, absolutely terrible. And then it got to a stage where I was just like, our season's about to be over. And for us that we work in sport, us United season being over and then working in sport, like if I didn't work in sport and United season being over, I would like go touch grass and do something, go gym maybe. But because we work in football, we have to still be active and still be active within the sport. And Man United season being over, bear in mind we're not going to win any Premier League games whatsoever because Premier League teams are way more physically better than us and technically as well.
Yeah.
So it just would have been crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. But, big up Mainu, Maguire for the winner. And, off to Bilbao we go.
Off to Bilbao you go. It was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. And obviously, it being in Europa League, I won't give it the credit of like a Liverpool comeback at Anfield or the Spurs comeback in the semi-final of the same Champions League that year against Ajax. But it was, in terms of just watching a football match, one of the craziest things that I've ever seen.
Craziest, because there
was 5 goals in extra time.
5 goals in extra time. And the goal, you know what's so crazy? The Kobe one is a huge goal.
Kobe one should have been the winner.
Well, this is the thing. We had a winner like 45 seconds later.
Yeah, I know.
So it just took, I think it kind of like took the shine out of the Kobe one because the Kobe one was the 120th minute.
Yeah.
And then you had 5 minutes added on, and then you think, oh, United can still do this. And then, but Old Trafford probably had it even like come down. Like I remember, I missed both goals because I walked off, and then I heard Crookie on commentary with Kobe Mania. I was like, yes. So I running up and down, started to try to rig my dad, and by the time I'm hearing us again, and I'm like, Honestly, it was like within a minute. So yeah, and I said off to Bilbao.
Off to Bilbao, and we'll see what United do in the semi-finals against the team that, if they get to the final, Bilbao will be playing in their own stadium, and that stadium rocks as well. All right, enough football. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the association.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, man. There's nothing like playoff basketball. There's nothing like playoff basketball. Like the jeopardy involved, the high level of athleticism, and just
Unless it's in the bubble.
The bubble was just
The highest level of basketball, but according to some people, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Well, the players said it. The people that actually play
half the players
NBA
said it, and
basketball.
half players didn't want to be there. So like,
not my fault. It was a global pandemic. He didn't want to be in Disneyland.
But like, it can't be the highest level of basketball when the team that was probably the best team in the West, the Clippers, didn't want to be there.
Yeah, but they didn't want to be there because one, the Clippers are the Clippers.
So, but like, but in normal playoff basketball, they all want to be. It just wasn't highest level basketball.
What did LeBron say? He said like his bed was horrible and
yeah, man,
he had no
they
wisdom.
had them in the concentration camp. Like, it wasn't.
Supposedly he had a king suite.
Oh my god!
Like, come on, man. It was like players are mashing journalists. Like, it just wasn't. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, not what's her face?
Yeah, we don't need to say.
Oh god,
yeah,
throwback.
it just wasn't. It was in Disneyland, no fans. Like the part of the beauty of playoff basketball.
Russell Westbrook. Was that during the regular season or during the playoffs? It was during the bubble where Russell Westbrook was like screaming at the crowd and it was just like wife and kids.
Yeah, yeah, man. It wasn't great. But now we're in the actual playoffs. And you just see the difference in intensity, right? You see the difference in terms of the defense played, the way the referees are calling the game as well.
Smaller rotations.
The rotations, like smaller rotations. And yeah, now we're in the meat and potatoes, and now we're at the legacy defining part of the season. So let's talk about the overall narratives heading into the playoffs, Tony. What are you looking at? What are the key points you're trying to pick out heading into the playoffs?
Well, there's loads of overall narratives. I think one right now. I think we should go through we'll start in the West.
Start in the West. Let's go in the West.
So I think the main one was obviously Lakers losing game 1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Now, last episode we spoke about LeBron going into zero dark 30 mode, and he doesn't do that anymore. And the Lakers against the Timberwolves. Now, the Timberwolves are coming off the back of the Western Conference Finals, but they didn't have the regular season we thought a team in the Western Conference, a team that got to the Western Conference Finals would have had. They were 6th in the West. So they lost game 1, and this isn't the end of the world. I always like to tell people I've seen LeBron lose many game 1s. I remember when we were 2-0 up. I'm talking Brooklyn Nets here. I'm talking the season 2013 or 14-15, I want to say, where we had the Heat and we lost a couple games because we beat the Heat twice that season, and we lost a couple games because we wanted the Heat in the playoffs.
That'll be 13-14.
13-14, I don't think so. Yeah, something like that.
14-15.
Yeah, because LeBron was still there. Yeah, 13-14. And I remember we wanted the Heat, and I was just like, yeah, like we got them. And then obviously playoff LeBron happened, blah, blah, blah. We got gentlemen swept. But my point still stands. I've seen LeBron lose game 1s.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried. It's just, this is legacy defining for LeBron, because if LeBron doesn't win a ring, he's got a top 5 player right now. So even though he's 40, he's kind of the third option. Unfortunately, the narrative is you've got a top 5 player. Not everyone, not many people get all-stars, let alone top 5 players. So he's got to figure it out whether he does or not. Right now he's beefing with Kevin Gates and stuff like that, which isn't LeBron-esque, but maybe the end is nigh.
The end is nigh. And we're both LeBron stans. On this podcast, I get portrayed as a LeBron hater because I'm just a truther.
You are, bro.
And I'm telling you that Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time.
Then you're not a LeBron stan, but carry on.
I am a LeBron stan. He's my favourite player of all time. But I'm a realist. But, go on.
You said LeBron's the greatest player of all time.
No, he said he's his favourite player of all time.
My favourite player of all time. Yeah, favourite player of all time. Michael's the greatest player of all time. By every metric.
Boo.
By every metric. But yeah, this is to lose home court advantage in the first.
So I just thought of the end quote of the last dance.
If you don't want to play that
way,
way,
don't play that way.
We were talking on the phone and we were saying that LeBron James. The reason why the Kevin Gates thing is a little bit troubling, right? Because LeBron James, in my opinion, is not the greatest basketball player of all time, but you say it all the time, he's the greatest nigger alive, and that's encompasses everything. His mum had him when she was 16. His dad was not about, and for him to grow up and become this man and become this basketball player with no blemishes on the resume in terms of personal life. Obviously, you can talk about the on-court stuff, but like that's just subjective. But LeBron James, as a human being, as a father, as a son, as a
man,
as a
greatest
man,
nigga alive, yeah,
greatest nigga alive. But we're starting to see things off the court that I just don't like, right?
Yeah.
And we
No,
know
it's not that we don't like. We're just not used to.
we're not used to it. We're not used to it. But I think when you start to tread that path, it starts to get crazy, spooky, hilarious, especially as a black man in America.
Yeah, 100%. But you got to remember, he said it last year, not even this season. He said it last season that he's probably got 2 more years left in the NBA. He's starting to do podcasts now. He's starting to go on social media more. Like, there's no more 0 Dark 30, as we alluded to earlier. We're starting to see what LeBron will look like post the NBA, and we've not seen this since. We've never seen this.
Yeah,
we've never seen what LeBron will do after basketball. Because we've only known LeBron for one thing, and that's basketball.
Yeah.
And being a pathological liar and the memes he gives us.
Yeah.
But like LeBron after basketball, we don't know what that is yet.
I'm a bit scared, man.
No, of course, but bro, there's not many.
They'll try and tear him down. They'll try and tear him down.
Well, this is the thing. Look at Michael Jordan post basketball.
Yeah.
If he didn't have the Jordan brand, Michael Jordan post basketball was just a failed owner, a gambling addict, and someone that just.
But the thing
parties
about
and
Michael
Turks and
Jordan
Caicos.
is that he goes away. How many Michael Jordan interviews you see?
Yeah,
none.
true. Yeah, because he's partying in Turks and Caicos,
he's not.
and no one wants them yellow eyes on
the Jordan
next to a ring light. Do you know what I mean?
But like the quote that you said, if you don't play that way, don't play that way. The reason why.
What does that even mean?
But the reason why it's crazy is that's in one of the greatest sports documentaries of all time, right? Last Dance that saved us during lockdown. But how can you have a 10-hour documentary in your life and we don't see your kids and your wife once?
Yeah.
That tells you that man was just about his basketball. Whereas LeBron James, if you had a 10-hour documentary about LeBron James' life, Bronny's in it all the time, Bryce is in it all the time, his daughter's in it, and Savannah's in it, like, they're all in it because LeBron James is more than just a basketball player. But these things that I'm starting to see, and nothing bad, by the way, but I'm just starting to see things that I don't like.
Used to it.
And I'm scared.
Yeah, no, 100%. And he's probably scared too because the end is nigh.
Cat Williams opened up the portal of hate in 2024. I know you said he closed it, but I'm still seeing there's still cracks in it, bro.
Yeah.
People are still slipping through it, and I just don't want to happen to the king.
I give him grace, because he was perfect throughout his career. Never blew up, never swore, never had a scandal with his wife. So I give him a little grace with this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, bro.
I don't mind the little crash out now.
But every now and again, yeah.
But the little
He
crash,
was
but the little
perfect.
crash out now. What happens is that little crash out of Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, all great. But then Stephen A. Smith, when he's having this conversation off the record with somebody, he's like, "Do you hear this about LeBron?" Then all of a sudden it becomes things that you don't want it to become. Whereas when you're
Because people talk, fam.
people talk. When it's 0 Dark 30, nothing. But when you start to rub people up the wrong way, he goes on Pat Mac. People just start to say things start to happen, and I
You hear
don't
what
want
LeBron did with what was that? Oh, what's that girl? What's that Instagram model?
Just Jules.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because what happens then is that when your girl starts to see that, and they start asking questions about you, it's like, if he could do that,
LeBron could do that. Well, why can't he, Tony?
So like, I just want to see LeBron just maintain that perfect image because I think he is that guy. And I think, but anyway, on the basketball, Lakers versus Timberwolves. Lakers need to win game 2. Going 2-0 down against Timberwolves side who last year beat Denver. They're a good side, bro. They got to the Western Conference. Did they get to Western Conference?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did last year. So let's not mess around with them.
And LeBron and Ant said, "I want to retire that nigga."
Yeah,
so like,
bro. And pointing to Luka, like Ant didn't have to go off for 40. I thought that Lakers had no response for Ant in terms of like defensively.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to go for 40. I think he got for like 20, 22.
well, this is the one thing that the Lakers have to scheme around, and I think JJ Redick is smart enough to do this. Is that unfortunately, if the Lakers go up against any team that their number one scoring option is a guard, and especially a guard at the 1, and they're going up against Luka, who's basically a cone on defense.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
And Austin Reeves, who's not a great defender either.
Exactly, that's a huge problem.
LeBron, figure out game 2.
Yeah, which I think he will.
Yeah. This is the second greatest basketball player of all time. He'll find a way to figure it out. Why are you laughing?
You just have to throw that in there. Do you know what I mean?
It's as if
Just say greatest nigga alive, man.
He didn't need to
as
say
if it's
that.
an
need to say
insult.
it.
Like Mario said, you're the second greatest.
No one wants to be the
but
second
no
greatest
one-
at everything.
No one cares about the second best.
No one cares about this.
Care
It's
about
I was gonna say a crazy example, but yeah, no. Okay, I was gonna say it's like, do you know when you ask someone Like, oh, am I the best at someone? Am I the best at something? And they're like, oh, you're top 2. It means you're not the best.
Yeah.
It means just no one wants to ever be top 2.
Yeah.
Because hearing that you're top 2 means that you're not the best.
He's top 2, but he's not 1.
Exactly. if you're top 2, you're not 1.
Yeah, you're not 1.
Yeah. It's KD or Curry.
What do you say? KD or?
Nah, nothing good.
All right, let's talk about Stephen Curry, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I think there's so many players in this playoff that if they win another ring, their legacy enters a different stratosphere.
Yeah.
And Stephen Curry is one of those players. He's already got 4 rings. He got his first finals MVP a couple of years ago when he led the Warriors to a title, basically not by himself, but it was his team.
Yeah, 100. A somewhat washed up Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Jordan Poole.
Exactly.
And Andrew Wiggins.
And Andrew Wiggins, who was good. But they're playing against the Rockets.
Andrew Wiggins is like a third option for a temp seed Heat right now.
Yeah. But he was good for them though, defensively, and he was decent. But the Warriors play against the Rockets, who are obviously the 2nd seed. The Rockets are a young team. They're quite an antagonistic team as well. They've got some players that I like, but it was weird that the Warriors, who were a 7th seed, going into this with the bookies, were favourites. And I think that's because the Warriors have got a cheat code. Jimmy Butler's calling him Batman right now, and he's saying that I'm Robin. Steph Curry is about to go on another run, I think. They won game 1 against the Rockets. They're 1-0 up. They stole home court. If Steph Curry wins this chip with Golden State Warriors, can we start to have conversations about him potentially being greater than LeBron James?
1, yeah, and 2, probably greatest point guard of all time. I think that's the.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I don't think it will be greater than LeBron James, because I don't think that will become a massive argument. But I feel
Why not?
Because no, not because he's light skinned, nigga. Not because he's light skinned. I think because it's 2 different positions, and it's not like Jordan could play at the 3 and no one would bat an eyelid. Same way LeBron probably could play at the 2, and no one would ever play LeBron at the 2, but the same thing. Steph Curry is a point guard, and you don't really compare point guards and forwards. Too tough, even though you can compare a shooting guard with a forward, because most 2 can play 3s.
Yeah.
Same way Kobe could probably play the 3.
Yeah.
So no one's going to compare LeBron and Curry like that, even though like you can make the comparison because they're both in the same eras practically, and Curry joined in 09 and has more chips than Thingy, so that will be a scary conversation. But I think if Curry wins another chip, that will put him in the Magic Johnson debate. It will be greatest point guard of all time debate.
Okay.
And also another person's legacy. What will that do for Jimmy Butler's legacy?
Well,
Jimmy Butler's legacy will go
through the
roof, because Jimmy Butler, no one cares about Jimmy Butler in the regular season. There's times where, especially even on the Golden State, the nigga was getting 10 points but no one batted an eyelid. It's playoff Jimmy. Because playoff Jimmy has shown you that he can get you to a finals. He can get a team to a finals as the number 1 option. He can't get you over the line because twice, by the way, and no one can do it. No one can do it by themselves. Jordan couldn't do it by himself. Jordan needed Pippen.
Yeah.
LeBron can't do it by himself. Steph couldn't do it by himself. You needed Klay, another one of the greatest
when your
shooters of
second
all
and
time.
third options are Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, you're not going to win the
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone remembers that picture of Jimmy resting on the thingy because nigga was fighting for his life.
Yeah.
So if he gets a ring and a fully deserved one as well, that's gonna put him in a stratosphere of different. I'm not gonna say like he's gonna go down as one of the best, but for his legacy, that's gonna put him down as like one of those. He's gonna go above people he's not better at basketball.
Would he go above Kawhi?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Interesting.
Definitely not.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree, but it will
put him over people like T-Mac, for example. And Jimmy, no one can tell me T-Mac's Jimmy Butler's a better basketball player than T-Mac.
No,
but you look at their careers, you look at what they've done as number 1 options.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think they've got a good chance, man. I think they beat the Rockets. Obviously, the Rockets are a good team, but Sengun's a young player. Jane Green's a young player. They've not got the experience. Obviously, Dylan Brooks is going to try his best to antagonize everybody. But I think that the wiliness of the Warriors will just see them over the line. And also, refereeing. There's been a lot of talk about refereeing in the playoffs. It's almost like every single decision when it gets tight in the NBA, when it gets to playoffs, is like a PI or pass interference call in the NFL. You know when it's touch and go. Like every single play in the NFL, you could call pass interference on it. It depends on whether you want to call it or not. But these wily veterans are first of all going to get the whistle. Jimmy's going to get the whistle. Steph's going to get the whistle. Draymond's going to get the whistle. That's why I think the experience in playoffs helps.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're one of those guys,
I remember that referee was like. To Michael Jordan, it's like I didn't see you touch the ball, but I believe you, Michael. I believe you, bitch ass nigga. But you know what I mean. But that's what happens, bro. Like that's why I think like that's why Man United got decisions back in football. Like if you're just the best at things and you've been there for a minute, you grow. People are people. People do things of how they feel. People like people. People like to work with people who they like.
Adam Silver will make the call.
Do you know what I mean? Like they go back to where's the replay center in Connecticut? No, that's in the NFL. Is it in Connecticut?
Not too sure.
I think they go to Connecticut to the replay center. It's in Connecticut.
So in that series, Rockets versus Warriors, who are you picking?
I'm picking Golden State in 5 or 6.
I'm picking Golden State in 6. Lakers, Timberwolves, who are you picking?
Lakers in 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking Lakers in 7 as well. Then I think in the West, OKC versus Memphis.
Sorry, jarring that, but OKC in 4.
Yeah, same. The other interesting matchup and legacy defining matchup, Nuggets versus Clippers. Clippers are a better team than Denver. Denver have just sacked their coach. Yeah. Like the Clippers, if Kawhi can stay healthy and obviously James Harden's having a very good season, like the Clippers have got a very good team. But the Nuggets have got the best player in the NBA. Jokic got a ring. He's got 3 MVPs. If Jokic managed to navigate himself through this playoff and win another championship, he's a top 10 player of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% because the road he's going to have to go through, the Clippers, who are a good team. He's going to have to go through OKC in the second round.
And
then the Lakers or Warriors. Like, it's going to be a very, legacy-defining chip if Denver and Jokic against the chip. And one thing about Jokic is that the way he plays from his position, we've never seen a center's dominant. When a center dominates, they're dominating on the defensive end or they're scoring in the paint. But Jokic just dominates the floor. He makes his teammates better. He makes niggas like Jamal Murray go off for going stuff. Michael Porter Jr. looks better. Aaron Gordon looks better around.
Michael went off in the first game.
Exactly. Russell Westbrook as well. Sometimes you forgot about him. He can do something off the bench. Christian Braun as well. Like Denver have got, and it pains me to say this because my brother's a Denver fan, but Jokic just makes everyone on the floor better, which you don't get from the center position. You normally get that from the guard position, or maybe a forward, someone who's ball dominant. But because he's just good at basketball, fat and ball dominant, but doing it from the 5, it's crazy. Never seen it before.
And also, I think in the not post LeBron era because he's still playing, but post LeBron being the best player in the world, Jokic has taken that title. And for the last 2-3 seasons, everyone knows
it's been the last 4 years. We just didn't want to admit that year for Joel Embiid. He's been the player. But I think the last 5, I can say 5 years. Yeah,
but the thing is, you don't give that crown to somebody in the NBA until you win the first title. So I only start counting it from when he won that title. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Cool.
So
but I just
he was
he's been the best player.
Yeah,
in the world for 5 years.
Denver versus Clippers. Who wins that series?
I think it goes to 6 or 7.
I think it goes 7.
It's hard because I want to say Denver.
Same.
But Denver's supporting cast needs to help Jokic. And I don't trust Denver's supporting cast like that.
Yeah.
The Clippers as well.
Yeah.
To bet against Kawhi. Harden, I'm not worried about is Kawhi. It's sometimes Kawhi can just flip a switch in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So... And I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers go through. I really wouldn't. Yeah. I'm going to say Denver in 7, though.
I'm picking Clippers in 7. I want Denver to go through, but I just think, Kawhi, James Harden went off for 32 in the first game. Yeah. Obviously, Kawhi can be player of Kawhi. Zubac is giving you numbers as well. I just think.
And Norman Powell as well.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Should we go to the East?
Yeah. Real
quickly. Celtics versus Magic. We don't need to chat about that. Celtics.
Hey.
Paolo, I know, but no. No.
I don't think the Magic win.
No.
But
Magic don't get a game, bro.
I think they get a game. I think the Magic get a game, and this will be good for Paolo. Because I can't lie, I'm not comparing Paolo to LeBron, but I see a lot of young LeBron in Paolo's game. And I'm not saying he's gonna be LeBron because no one's ever gonna be LeBron. But the way Paolo plays, I see a lot of, and they've got a good young core, and big me and my Magic. I say my Magic, I don't support them, but I got
ties to the city.
I got ties to the city, innit? They know me. Hey, they know me down in International Drive.
Yeah,
they know me. Hey, shout out my niggas from Orlando, downtown Orlando, bro. Shout out Attic in downtown Orlando. But yeah, Franz, Paolo Banchero, like this will be good playoff experience for them. So.
Yeah.
Especially against the Celtics as well. But it's the Celtics will win that series.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like Tatum and Jaylen Brown didn't even get to 20 points, but you had Derek White going off.
Yeah, Derek White going off for 30. Yeah,
I just think it's gonna be tough for the Magic. Knicks versus Pistons. I think the Knicks win, but I think Pistons make it tough.
Yeah,
I think Pistons make it tough, and I think it's a good experience for the Pistons, especially because of how the last couple of years have gone for them. This is out of nowhere, and that losing streak obviously last year was legendary. But they weren't. You mentioned it. They weren't as bad as that losing streak suggested, and it's good to see them in the playoffs. But I think the Knicks have just got too many good players.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the Pistons. It's so funny, right? Like the Pistons are like the Rockets of the East.
Yeah.
They're not as good as the Rockets, but there's so many similarities between the Rockets and the Pistons in a sense that, for those that don't know, Cade and Jalen Green have been like they kind of got like a rivalry in it. They're kind of beefing each other since like high school. Yeah. So it's weird. Like they're both young guards that went 1 and 2. They're both playing with one of the Thompson twins. Yeah, get that since Daniel. And then they're both playing with a Thompson twin each. Yeah. And I feel like they're both gonna use these playoff experiences. They'll probably lose, but it'll be good experience for them. So yeah, the Pistons are not there yet, but
they'll get there.
They'll get there eventually.
And real quick, just to wrap up, obviously Cavaliers Heat. I think we're all picking Cavs, right?
Yeah.
They went 1-0 up, and then Pacers versus Bucks. I'm picking Pacers in this.
I'm picking the Pacers as well. It's just because, like, even though Damon's fit to play again, I don't think we're gonna see him.
Come on, man! Like, this sounds like such a serious thing.
Yeah,
like,
and
you see the tweet from Shams being like, "Yeah, he's fine." I'm like, it just sounded like he was gonna die. Like,
bro, like
now he's fine.
Do you know what I mean? He's got some. Do you know when they think you have to Google what he's got?
Yeah, like
I'm
from
just like,
Moses, I'm like, wow,
yeah, bro.
Spell that, bro.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think Dame's coming back. Kyle Kuzma gave us his best Tony Snell impression. Of 22 minutes 0-0-0-0-0.
That line is so
it's insane, bro. So
and I just think consequentially as well for this series, if the Bucks do lose in the first round, I not that they willingly blow it up, but I think Giannis requests a trade. I think Giannis.
Really?
I think Giannis is on the move.
I
think Giannis is on the move, and I think for me, I look at the landing spots. Brooklyn. I look at Brooklyn and I say, it works. I think that Giannis will want to get to a big market. I think he's done the small market thing. It's almost like,
and gave a small market a chip.
It gave him a chip. He's got multiple MVPs there. He's got Defensive Player of the Year there. It's like when Kareem gave the same franchise a chip and said, "I need to go to LA. I need to become Kareem Abdul-Jabbar." And he got what, 5 more chips. Yeah. I'm not saying that Giannis going to get 5 more chips at Brooklyn or New York.
I would like that.
But I think Giannis in Brooklyn works. Like he can make that. It's not like the Knicks where the Knicks is just almost too. It's almost like the Dallas Cowboys kind of thing.
It's a mecca of basketball.
Whereas Brooklyn, you can make that your franchise. Like we've seen big players go there: Paul Pierce, KG, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and they've not made it their franchise.
I said KG.
Yeah, but you know,
you love my fire.
Isn't it crazy that trade effectively built the Boston Celtics to be what they are right now?
Yeah, because both those picks were Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Yeah.
But I think that Giannis going to Brooklyn for me just makes perfect sense, and almost that perfect symmetry of the KD game against the Bucks where his toe was on the line. Giannis is like, here's how you do it, gives you a chip. I think it works.
I would love that, but we would need to surround Giannis with a lot of talent. Yeah. I like Cam Thomas could probably do a bit with Giannis, Cam Johnson as well.
I like it. I look at the landing spots.
Maybe we draft a center, and we get it cooking with Jordi Fernandez and them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bloody football coach rather than a basketball coach, innit? Jordi Fernandez, bro.
Did you not watch his documentary?
Giannis?
Yeah.
Nah.
If you see, like, this guy got everything and said, I am not playing until my brother's here. And my family's here.
Yes, yeah.
If he's going somewhere,
Fernandez has to, yeah.
They're not taking his brother. This guy does not care.
Does not care, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Him to be traded is going to be, watch the documentary and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thing.
I just think I cannot see him
leaving.
The GM of the Bucks had to call the White House to get his family over here from Greece.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
We what's his face? Jeff Teague said this on his podcast too.
Say.
We were saying about like how tight Thanasis and Giannis are, like wherever Giannis goes, Thanasis goes.
Bro, I hear
hey, brother, we're Brooklyn. I could take a Thanasis on.
Bro, I hear it. It's like if Jokic is ever to leave, I know his brothers don't play, but
have you seen his brother?
Them henchmen are coming with him as well. Like if you're from Europe, you need your people around you, innit? And that's why Luka was so emotional, because like Dallas was his home, and these European players, when they come, like a Dirk or whatever, they make that city their home. So if they're gonna leave, they need to bring everything with them. So I'd get why his brothers have to come with him. But bro, Giannis in Brooklyn, I can see it working.
Hey, as a Brooklyn fan, I would love it. I would love it if he comes. Love it.
But that's the association. Yeah, man, playoffs is here. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Getting down to the crux of it. There's games every day now.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Anything else in association before we move on?
No, we went through the bracket of the East and West, so we'll see how it goes on.
Let's move on to the league.
Draft day. Johnny Manziel. 5 years later, how am I the man still? Draft day. Hey, Wiggins. You stay winning. Yeah, all right, enough Drake on this podcast. Draft is on Thursday.
Yeah.
To be fair, we're out in the Blacklist Award, so I might watch it. Is that scaring the hoes?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. No.
Getting up the draft on your phone.
Because we've got the Football Blacklist Awards on the Thursdays, and day one's on Thursday, and I really want to see who we pick, because for the first time, like, I don't know who Denver's going to pick at pick 20.
Who do you want?
Well, as a Denver fan, this is the thing. Pre-free agency, we wanted a tight end because we needed a tight end. We had, you couldn't even name our tight ends right now, but they were Nigel Adkins and I can see his face, but I totally forgot. But anyway, that's my point. But then we got Evan Ingram, so we've got a tight end.
Yeah.
But now we're in a position, and George Payton has had 3 good drafts.
Yeah.
He drafted Bo Nix. The season we had the 5th pick, I wanted what's that nigga that's gone to Justin Fields? I wanted Justin Fields. I wrote a whole article about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember I wrote a whole article on that first. I studied that first round draft. I was like, yeah, Justin Fields, we need our franchise quarterback. And then we drafted Pat Surtain. I was like, okay, cool. We got the best corner in the draft, but what's that going to do for us? And then obviously put a defensive player in our year in our head tops. Yeah. So I trust George Payton in that sense. We as Denver Broncos just need, from what I've been researching and from what Sean Payton, because I watched our pre-draft press conference the other day, and like, it's so funny because you have all the press there trying to ask questions knowing that these guys are not going to answer them straight, and no one's going to tell who they're going to draft because you're giving your cards away. I think Denver, the one thing I can say is that Sean Payton wants a joker. He's mentioned this a couple times. Sean Payton loves a joker on the offense, someone that can play multiple positions, whether that's from tight end position, a wide receiver, or a running back. I don't think we're going to go tight end because I think Evan Ingram is a good receiving tight end, and Sean Payton loves his tight ends to play in the slot, and I think that fits Evan Ingram perfectly.
Yeah.
I think I think we're more likely to go running back.
Yeah.
But this is the issue. Unless we trade up for Ashton Genty, I don't want to take a running back in the first round, because I feel like you don't need to, unless it's Ashton Genty. I feel like you can get a good running back in the second round. Drafting a running back in the first round in today's day and age is very risky. Yeah. I feel like,
although what I will say is that because linebackers have got so much smaller, and because of what we saw last season with the running backs with Derrick Henry, and then what we saw not necessarily in the Super Bowl, but we've seen what
a good running back can always make you a good team.
Yeah.
But good running backs don't always come in the first round. Good running backs come in the second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
I think the only things where you need a first round, there's certain positions you need a first round talent in. And I won't even say quarterback's one of them. I think O-line.
Yeah.
You need a first. I don't know. Quinn Miners.
O-line.
No, but Quinn Miners was all pro.
Yeah, but if you're paying your quarterback all that money, you want to get the best.
Yeah. You just want to wide receiver. Like, okay, so of recent wide receiver right now, out of like recent drafts.
Yeah.
I feel like first round talent wide receiver.
And you want to get like in terms of like edge rushers you want to get first round because they're the best athletes.
Yeah, other than Nick Benito, I don't know an edge rusher out of the first, and he was second round. I don't know someone out of the third.
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter's in the first round,
Yeah.
and he probably might go number one pick. But I'm saying like you can't really get like a playmaking edge rusher in the third or fourth.
Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper was a fourth round pick.
Yeah, but like it's rare.
But that's Denver's
Rare.
defensive scheme. It's rare. You're right.
Let's talk about, I think, the biggest name in the draft, Zach Sky, Shador. People, if you're looking at mock drafts, people got him dropping down to 21st pick going to Pittsburgh.
It's
crazy.
It's really weird how he's dropping down.
But I don't hate it, right? I think quarterback is so situational in your first few years, right? I think that, say Patrick Mahomes goes to a different franchise, he's still going to be a great quarterback. I don't know if he wins as much, if he doesn't sit behind
Why
Alex
Patrick
Smith.
Mahomes went to the Bears and he didn't.
Come on, man.
And they didn't.
Come on. Like, if Patrick Mahomes goes to the Bears, like, it's Patrick Mahomes will still be Patrick Mahomes, but it's just a different situation. Going to play under Andy Reid, going to sit for a little bit and watch Alex Smith play the quarterback position.
So what do you think Shador's best situation is?
I think going 21st to Pittsburgh, I don't hate it. Because the thing is, you're going to be in a winning environment. No matter how meaty Pittsburgh's roster is,
You're going to be
winning.
Yeah.
And I think winning is important as a quarterback. Otherwise, you have situations where you're stuck in environments where you're not winning, and it kind of affects your growth as a quarterback. So I like him going to Pittsburgh personally. But I just think it's crazy that a player that's that talented has been playing basically pro football at the college level, showed at every stage of his career, I know always playing under his dad, but showed at every stage of his career that he, without a world-class offensive line, he's still giving you numbers and making the correct decisions in the pocket and out the pocket. I think it's crazy that he's dropping that much. And I think part of it is that he's prime son. I think part of it is the noise around him. I think part of it is because people don't necessarily like the brash personality. I think there's a lot of things that go into it because really truly, why is he ahead of Cam Ward? Why is he not ahead of Cam Ward?
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
It's true. But I think, because he's prime son. And I think he's a more chilled version of his dad.
From
personality. I think he's way more chilled than his dad. His dad was prime, right? Yeah. And I think he's prime son. And he's got that dog in him. He's got that fight in him. You're right. I could see him going to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I could see that. Tom Brady knows him. Tom Brady's worked with him.
Yeah, he does like him.
Tom Brady does like him, and Tom Brady won't put him in a crazy situation.
Yeah.
I'll be very, very surprised if he drops all the way down to 21. I'll be very, very surprised. Because even like some Broncos fans were like, why don't we go get Shador?
No
like,
way.
Try play him in as a joker,
Because I think the Giants probably draft Abdul Carter.
Yeah, 100%. The Giants don't need a quarterback anymore. They've got Russell Wilson. They've got
apparently they like that Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Apparently they like him now.
Well, so this is the thing. Jackson Dart is not a first round talent.
No, he's not.
But there's always listen, after the draft from Pro Day, there's always one white quarterback that stocks that he goes over the roof. I saw it with Zach Wilson. I remember his BYU Pro Day, he made that throw across his body and he went from being a second round talent to the number 2 pick by the Jets. And look at him now. He was our third string quarterback and now he's gone to I don't know where he's gone, but he's gone somewhere. But so there's always someone that goes up, and especially a white quarterback. The PR just happens, and that's what happens in every single mock draft.
Bro, I need to debunk some Shador stuff, okay?
Go on.
He hasn't played in 2 months, but he's dropping on the draft board.
Yeah, 100%.
So they're saying, number one, they're saying he's not tough. He was a number 1 sack quarterback and set the NCAA record for highest completion percentage. How is that not tough? Number 2, he played behind the worst O-line in the country. Cam Ward played with the number 1 O-line in the country. And when you look at their stats, they're still sitting with each other. Do you get what I'm saying?
We've never seen him not be coached by his dad, though.
Yeah, true. That is the other thing. However,
doesn't mean he's not.
Doesn't mean, but it's an unknown.
He exudes that like confidence and able to speak, and they don't like that. They want him to like kind of bend at the knee to everyone.
But Zach, I think you shouldn't get caught up in that, right? Because you look at Trevor Lawrence. He went number 1. But he went to a terrible situation. And now Trevor Lawrence is not even a top 10 quarterback in the league. And he was supposed to be the next Peyton Manning. So I think it's situational. I think NBA, you want to go as high as possible, right? Because you can change the futures of a franchise because you're just that generational player. It doesn't LeBron went to Cleveland, and like it doesn't matter as much. I think that
Lamar Jackson went the last pick of the first round.
Yeah, I just think it's about where you go, bro. And if he goes to a good franchise, I'd rather take that than him go. I know that like Giants aren't taking him, but it goes to a bummy franchise, it goes to the Jets, and it's a mess. So I want to see him go to Pittsburgh. I think him under Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin will.
He's black, bro. He gets it. Like it. I think that's, you know what I mean?
No,
though?
I do. I agree.
No, I mean, I think that for me would be a perfect fit. And we don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. I don't know what niggas playing that in terms of.
He's probably fucking cracking a cave right now.
But I wouldn't like to see Shador sit behind Aaron Rodgers. No. There's a few quarterbacks that you want to see your quarterback. Say for example, it's a different situation, but say he's sitting behind the Kirk Cousins. Lovely, perfect. But
why can't he sit behind an Aaron Rodgers?
Because Aaron Rodgers is not the kind of quarterback that you're sitting in the quarterback room and he's sharing the secrets and he's being like, this is how you play the position. Aaron Rodgers is in the business of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not in the business of developing anybody else apart from himself. Yeah. Whereas like you saw with Drew Bledsoe, like I know initially he didn't work with Brady, but he was showing Brady the ropes and Brady gives him a lot of credit.
Drew Bledsoe was showing Brady the ropes because Drew Bledsoe was a number 1 pick and Brady was literally 5 picks away from being the last pick.
Yeah.
That's why Drew Bledsoe. If Brady was a number 1 draft pick, Drew Bledsoe ain't showing him rubber.
Yeah. But Aaron Rodgers, think about, first of all, like
ask Drew Bledsoe now if he regrets showing Brady the secrets. Ask him.
Yeah. So I want to see Shador go to the best situation, and for me, that's a Pittsburgh 21. And it's fine if he drops that much. If he drops that much and he ends up being a Hall of Famer, no one cares. Lamar Jackson's going to be a Hall of Famer. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He dropped all the way to the end of the first round, and he's Lamar Jackson.
He was a Heisman winner.
Yeah.
And he got
he was a Heisman. He won the Heisman, then he got nominated again. The season after he won it. He won it in 2015 or 16.
And wasn't a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
See, them man, they lose their minds as soon as they start analysing like the way the knee bends and
but you know,
black.
Well, that's the quarterback position. The quarterback position is the most scrutinized position because the ball's in your hands.
Yeah.
So like. That's not a pause moment.
I didn't say anything.
No, why are you saying that?
He laughed.
You've got me with KWEKU now.
I didn't say anything. He laughed.
Yeah, but there's no need to make that noise.
Yeah, there's no need to make that noise. But you know that you got a mic, nigga. We heard you. We heard you. Yeah, you got a mic. You'll hear that. People watching at home will hear that noise. Yeah, man. There was no like the balls in your hands is not like it's not that bad. Like why are you laughing now, bro? I can say that. Like the quarterback position, it's not like I said something crazy, but yeah.
Wait, but then why did KWEKU laugh then?
I don't know.
Well, I laughed because
on my side.
I laughed because you made the noise. Like
so it was funny.
It was an ironic laugh. Like here he is again. But yeah, good luck to Shador. Draft day Thursday. Let's see what happens. But we all expect Cam Ward to go number 1, right? Yeah. I don't really understand why, but
I don't know.
Do you know what it is with Shador as well?
It's Cleveland that's got the number 1 pick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't know Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cleveland quarterbacks is crazy. They need to get out of the business of that.
Well, yeah, they've still got that.
that guy.
They've still got that guy as a number 1 pick.
No, sorry, it's Tennessee.
Yeah, sorry, Tennessee. Yeah, Cleveland's got number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it could. If Abdul Carter goes first, I won't be surprised. But if Cam Ward goes first, again, I won't be surprised. It's one of them ones where there's just not a set number 1 pick.
It's not the best.
Well, we'll see. Not the best quarterback draft class.
I think that's it. Anything else?
Nah, man. Let's do this again next week.
Let's do it. You'll be getting some more remote episodes as well, because obviously with the playoffs happening, games are happening every single day. We want to get content out there to you guys. So I'm going to do some stuff from home as well and just keep you up to date on the playoffs, because this is crunch time, man.
Crunch time.
This is where legacies are defined. This is where history is made. And this is where, in my opinion, Steph Curry goes on another run.
Swear, you've got the Warriors going all the way.
Brother, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, who's got... Okay, LeBron and Luka is the best tandem, but Jimmy is a number 2
in the playoffs.
And bear in mind, Jimmy does all his work inside the paint, and Steph is... And then you got Draymond playing point forward. I just think that's going to be very... If they avoid injuries, it's going to be very tough to stop them, man.
We'll see. Because if they beat the Rockets, they have the Lakers, right?
Yep. And that's a blockbuster matchup.
Adam
Silver's there, rubbing his hands together. Credit to him as well, by the way.
We got it done by pressing the button.
Bro, ever since he pressed the button, we've been locked in.
Yeah, man.
It works. All right, guys. See you next week.